in the kitchen at QuackYak.com. Welcome. Good to have you with us tonight. Hope you enjoy our little video deal we're doing. We're going to be cooking quail. Went on a quail hunt the other day. Had a real good shoot. We're going to fry some quail tonight. First thing we're going to do is take our flour. And quail are so little and they're very hard to get seasoned correctly. So I'm just going to season my flour and that'll season the quail. I like a little bit of Creole seasoning in my flour, just a little. Take a little bit of salt, a little salt in there. Take just a dab of black pepper there. Put that in there. Take my tongs and kind of mix it up a little bit, and that gives me an idea about what I've got right here. And I learned this little trick right here, and some folks don't like it at all, but I do. My grandmother Saunders taught me, just take a little teeny piece of flour, put it on your tongue. That's seasoned just right. Let me rinse my hands off. Now, what we'll do is we'll take our tongs and put our meat in here, our little quail legs and little quail breast, and I like to lay them here, right here on this. These things should cook up real good here in just a minute. While I'm doing this, I want to turn my stove on where I can get some heat there. Again, like I said, these things are small and they cook fast and they're hard to season. That's the reason I like to season my flour. We had a good shoot whenever we got these quail the other day. We were hunting in Rowe, Arkansas here in Trotter's Shooting Preserve. Mr. Bobby Sherm is the manager of it, and we had a really great shoot. The gentleman that was our guide and was working the dogs for us that day, I tell you, we really enjoyed him. They told us his nickname, and I figured it's going to be Bob White or Chucker John or Pheasant Phil or something like that. His nickname was Buck. You sure that we are hunting the right thing today? They assured us that we were. We had a good hunt. I'll say one thing for Mr. Sherm. He knows how to cause you to have a good time. Has good people working with him and around him. I will say this much about the quail hunt while I'm finishing flouring these things. Been a long time, been a few years since I've hunted quail. And I'll tell you, there's just as much open space around them when they get up now as there was 20 years ago. These little suckers are hard to hit. Whether you're cooking quail or Cornish hen. Cornish hens are real good. They're almost as good as quail. But I really like quail. So does the rest of my family. Sometimes something that you will notice on these birds, though, that you don't have on the bigger birds that are 100% tame, is they are a little darker meat. Those that are wild or partially wild, and sometimes they'll be just a shade tough if you're frying them. We've got two ways we're going to cook them tonight, and I want to show you what it looks like after we get them cooked in the oven the way we do them. It's hard to beat them fried, but they do get a little more tender when they're cooked in the oven. Also, after you have them fried, you can put them in a pan and put them in the oven, a little bit of tin foil over them for about 15 minutes, and that will tenderize them. All right, we've got our birds all floured up here and seasoned. We're going to over here to the skillet. We're going to put these stones that are done there in the sink. We're going to check our flour to be sure it's ready. Yeah, our grease and everything there's ready to go. Put them in here. Just be real careful not to splash us. Put a few of the little wings, little legs in there. I'm assuming that the camera's picking up the way they sizzle and the sound of it. I like that. If we can get it on the camera, I kind of split these little breasts a little bit, and they'll cook just a hair faster, and they don't have near the tendency to burn that way. We've got a skillet full here going. We're going to cook these up. We'll be back in a few minutes, show you what they look like when they're cooked. Stay with us. We're just about to get our quail cooked. Like just a little bit here. About another minute or two and we'll be completely through with the quail. And you're going to see how pretty these things cook up. The golden brown. I'll tell you one thing that I do when I'm cooking. I use a thermometer, and that lets me cook them to around 170 degrees, and I know they're good and done that way. And they'll still be tender, as tender as possible for them to be. Like just a second here with a couple of these little legs. And telling you a while ago about our hunt with Mr. Sherm. All these quail were shot with a 410. That's all we hunt with is 410s. And it presented quite a challenge to us. But we eventually overcame, we adapted a little bit, and we overcame the challenge and got a few birds. Y'all try it sometime with 410, a lot of fun. All right, we've got our quail cooked. I'm gonna set the skillet off the burner here. Okay. Over here and I'll show you how I plate this up. Here's what we cooked a little bit earlier. We used Ritz crackers, Parmesan cheese, some salt and pepper to taste, and we put some parsley flakes in there with it, and just melted a little bit of butter, dipped the quail in butter, then put it in the cracker solution that we had fixed up there with the high hose, and they come out real pretty. Show you how we're going to plate this thing up now. I'm going to take one of these real nice little breasts and put it right here, and I'll take a thing of the legs for a person that likes a dark meat. And that's my favorite part. I like the little legs on them. Not much meat, but real tasty. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do my, what was cooked in the oven. Put me another little breast right there. See if we can find a leg here. There we go. Put us a leg piece right there, like that. Turn it around there. All right, now we found that this right here goes real well with quail or Cornish hens or any kind of poultry. This is barbecued rice. Some people call it smoked rice. You can go to our forum on QuackYak.com and you can get these recipes right down to the exact thing that we use. I've got a little bit of garlic toast, bread toasted here. I did not put any garlic in the seasoning on my quail, because we put garlic bread on the plate, and you can really get too much garlic, in my opinion, on quail real quick. So we just use the bread, and we've got some cooked apples here. A little cinnamon, a little sugar, a little butter. Use, I like Fuji apples, and that's what my wife cooks with, is Fuji apples. That's what these are. Of course, we peeled them. Some folks like the peeling. Doesn't make me any difference. I don't. Not if I'm eating them cooked. Put them right there like that. Put that out of the way. There you have it. This is the way that we would put it. Fried quail, baked quail with the crunchy stuff on it. And we got apples, rice, and our garlic bread. Hopefully, if you try this recipe, you'll enjoy it. If you don't have quail, use Cornish hens. Come see us at QuackYak.com. See you later.